object from
Okay. We have started. Nice. Okay, so round one on the stream is Rikkami versus Merigin. We've got Rikkami in game. Ping. Nice. Okay, we've got both players, and round one has the off-stream matches have started. So let's get the stream game started. Switch the scene. There you go. So we've got Rikkami on Violette and Merigin on Terra. So the Terra deck that's come out from Merigin over here is quite fire-based, whereas the Violet deck on Rikkami's side looks like quite a standard combo deck. And both players are off to a decent start. Merigin got a bit of a pick at the beginning, and is tacking on quite a lot of damage with just all the fire combos that can come out of cards like Salamander and Pinsplosion. Rikkami has to watch out for the fire on his field, especially because of cards like Combustion when they're in Merigin's hands, because it means if you step back into the fire, you are prone to take a big damage, and it's quite a decent combo start too. That's the bomb is definitely a decent play on Merigin's side, helping control a lot of space as well as all the fire. But Rikkami's having quite a hard time getting started. Both players just trying to tag some hits. Merigin not fully set up yet, but the firewall comes out and both bombs are down. Those missiles are quite a decent starter as well, but Merigin didn't have the cards to combo off of it. Merigin is also using quite a lot of mana as it comes. I say that now they're sitting on it. Big Pyroblast, and Rikkami's not getting the opportunity to actually get any damage in. A lot of big space control, and Salamander is very, very damaging, as well as Rose's weapon, the Void Pool. It's going to put Violet exactly where Merigin wants them. Oh shit, scores. That's 2. Yeah, that Salamander firewall at the front is very strong, and walking into Pyroblast is kind of sucks. Merigin steps out of the attempted thunder there, not letting Rikkami getting started, but Rikkami is definitely... Ooh, I say that, but Rikkami hits the massive combustion combo, and is kind of getting hit by Pyroblast quite often. The spell comes from the back, so it's quite hard, it's quite easy to react to it, although the lane that it's in, is pretty hard to figure out. Salamander not being... Okay, never mind. We've got Rikkami on the 1 health and gets tagged by the missiles. That was rough. This Terra deck definitely has a lot of damage potential, and that was a very quick round 1. Awesome. Okay, so let's see where the bracket's at. Next on stream, we'll have Newbie and EggDog because they are done. Let me mark that. Alright, so now we have EggDog, who we have seen before. Have we seen him on stream before? Yeah, we have. Actually, no, we didn't. I've played with him a lot. No, we did see him on stream. Versus Newbie, who made it to top 8 last time. So this will be a... Oh, it's... Should be that. There we go. And Newbie, who made it to top 8 last time, so this is definitely going to be a match between 2 pretty strong players. Let me reset the scores real quick. Right, so Newbie, who is on their pretty decent, pretty standard Selicy deck, and EggDog, who is on his pretty standard Shiso deck. So very similar moves and objectives, except Selicy is obviously going to have the stat, the flash, and Shiso is going to have that weapon too, which is very good at just putting projectiles down to control space, which is something that Selicy struggles against. Just hitboxes that are big and active and stay out in front of them. Good block from Shiso there. Could have potentially been a shield break, but I don't think there was enough mana in their hand. Nice tag by Newbie. Good hit step by EggDog. You want to avoid the whirl, but the whirl can break hit step if you hit it early enough. Nice combo, both players pretty even. Yeah, there we go. The whirl pulling them back with the step cancel. Both players whiffing a lot of spells right now. Newbie's hand is almost empty. And now they got to go for the reload while Shiso has the advantage. Ooh, big root there. Doesn't get the thunder off. Good dodge by Newbie. Now you're stuck reloading against Shiso with pretty decent mana. They survive, but now they're only 7 health, so they need to play it safe. Ooh, that's a nice combo from the auto slash there. And we are 0-1 with EggDog. It's probably quite rough for these players as well because they're so familiar with their cards, since they're pretty standard cards, but also it's also part of their deck. So aside from certain spells like Entrench, no, the root spell, I can't remember the name of it, but it's huge, it controls a lot of space, and it's quite a nightmare for Selicy to deal with. Yeah, that one right there. Selicy is playing in row 3 though, which beats push slash. Some decent damage coming out, but right now it's just been some minor scuffles between players as they get some small tags, but no one's really landed a big hit to switch the momentum of the game. That was, and as I say that, there we go. Selicy gets a strong combo. That push slash game into backslash is a really easy to combo to go off of when you have so many step spells because the hitboxes are just so big. Maybe he's going to have his work cut out for him having to avoid these weapon hitboxes, blocks them pretty decent, and gets tagged by the slash. It's looking quite hard for Shiso to keep Selicy out. And we get the root and some decent damage. As I say that, Selicy gets the world step cancel. I think it's full step cancel, I'm not too sure. Ooh, that whirl whiff is very bad. Gave Shiso enough time to get in position and get some good damage off. But as I say that, EUden has kind of reduced the life difference between them, and now we're basically back down to even. The root there is going to deal a lot of damage, but not a lot of cards in hand for Shiso to capitalize on it. Ah, yes. And that will be Shiso's first game, SirEggDog's first game to take off of Newbie. And maybe get some momentum started here. Ooh, and that was a good whiff on the travel back from slash. Or was it to slash? Both players just trying to get something started. The raw whirl hits. And a decent combo, which looks more akin to a Selicy combo than a Shiso combo. And both players have kind of evened it out, maybe with a slight life lead, but to be honest, that doesn't really matter too much when both characters are capable of a lot of damage. Shiso has a lot of damage potential, but I think the way SirEggDog plays them is very neutral focused. Trying to avoid all these slashes, backlashes and backstabs kind of has Shiso stuck in the back corner. And oh, we get the root off and get some decent damage out. After slash catching the return from Selicy's slash. The whirl whiffs, both players are kind of even. Shiso is lethal though. A one combo could kill, now both players are lethal. Next combo here will probably kill. There we go. And SirEggDog takes it. Let me mark the next games on the stream. I actually think round 2 is all playing right now. I think we'll do... Yeah, I think round 2s are all in their games, so I guess we're stuck waiting until then. That was a very strong showing by both players, to be honest. I know Newbie had some problems last bracket, just trying to realize the damage potential of Selicy, but they were hitting some pretty consistent combos this time. And honestly, I think SirEggDog's Shiso, especially with the weapon 2, the like delayed shot, it's pretty slow, it's pretty active. I mean, it's completely active until it leaves the field, right? It's slow, it's delayed, it's really hard for Selicy to navigate, and it's kind of a bit like a Dreadworm weapon 1 that kind of just controls a lot of space. It really gets in Selicy's hair. I don't know if I want to do EggDog versus Numbers immediately since he was just on stream, but I think... No, I think we'll wait. And I think that's losers getting started. It is. So we should have time to, well, we should be able to stream round 3 of winners and let losers catch up, or maybe we stream the losers game. Okay, I think we'll do winners round 3, and then we'll let losers play out for a bit, and maybe watch some losers round 3 by the time that gets here. So let me reset the scores. On stream again, we have EggDog, and this time we have Numbers, who is a very formidable player from the alpha, and has pretty strong tournament results in the other brackets they've played in. And Shiso on the normal deck, and well, obviously that's how the format works. And we have a Terra, which is obviously who Numbers mains. And we'll see some. Is that Spears? Interesting. Okay, round started. Terra's already putting breakdown the field. And had a line in her hand. I don't know how they're trying to use a line. Okay, I see. They're probably trying to get breaks down and then align them into tough spots when they can't avoid it. And probably go for shield breaks, considering the deck in hand. Also, they do have fadeaway, which means that fadeaway line is a strong combo which could potentially be used. We have some poison too, which is a bit interesting on Terra, but I think they had push slash in their deck. Which is probably how they're trying to use that poison, or you know, just make damage. But Terra is getting some mad damage started off there, and Shiso is EggDog is having a hard time actually getting started, and it just seems like Numbers can navigate these weapon duos pretty well. So the neutral type approach of EggDog's Shiso is kind of getting stuffed a bit by the like almost patient play of Numbers. It seems. They are moving around a lot to basically avoid everything, and then getting a lot of damage in with their big combos, and that's a win for Numbers. Okay. Okay, game 2. We have some break coming down, that bottom corner is like fuck off, which is why Numbers, after they put breaks down, they seem to be going, ooh, that was a strong pull. Numbers seems to be putting break down and using that break as almost like cover to bait Shiso into taking the cracked tile and walking over it. And I don't know if that was a misinput shuffle there, but they are definitely on the back foot now. But getting some pressure started. They seem to have a hard time tackling Numbers when they're on one of the top or bottom rows. and there's a lot of damage coming out from these combos. And that's round 2. Damn, these are fast. Both players kind of just poking damage at each other right now. There is a break on the field for numbers, and that was one of the shield breaks that I was talking about before. Once you get crack in position, then you can kind of use the pools and lines that Terra has access to kind of just get your opponents in, and if they shield it, you know, they're kind of screwed. I think the hard part here is not letting numbers get set up, and we actually have quite a decent enough advantage for SirEggDog right now, getting some poke damage out. Fadeaway is in hand, and it whiffs, but they do get some damage off. Numbers, SirEggDog's doing a decent enough job at avoiding some of these pulls, these weapon 2s that are coming from. That was the align fadeaway combo that I mentioned earlier. It's quite a strong poke that is really hard to react to, especially if you're not used to like fadeaway's invert teleport. And damn, it was SirEggDog had a pretty decent lead there, but towards the end of it, they kind of got hit by a bunch of the pulls into big combos. So you know, it is how it is against Terra, especially Numbers, who's pretty strong and pretty used to manipulating the opponent's position on field. But that was a pretty strong showing from SirEggDog as well, taking almost a round off of one of the best players in the region. And let's see who is up next. So we'll do Mergen versus the other QC. Losers up to Mergen. Ah, shit. I just pinned the wrong QC, which was me, of course. I just realized I wasn't in the event comms chat. I don't know if there's anybody who has the commentator role who is. Well, hopefully we don't have any connection issues, but you had decent connection in the games I spectated before, so hopefully it goes well. So this is the first time seeing the other QC. I'm just gonna call them QC. I've heard they have a very scary Chiretta versus Mergen's formidable flame deck, as we have already seen. Actually seems to be good, so we are off to a start. Terra's a pretty decent has a pretty decent time against Chiretta because Terra's position that they want to be in is usually about 4 tiles away, which is kind of where Chiretta doesn't have too much influence. But the 3 tile zone, once they start stepping in, is where Chiretta can find a lot of mileage out of their weapon 1. Weapon 1 is the slide, and then weapon 2 is the push. I got it wrong last time. Some starters coming out here, but it seems to have cleared up. Salamander is out. You should definitely be watching out for Salamander Firewall combo. It's a very strong combo, and a lot of fire decks will be using it. Ooh. Connection looking a little fire deck is still coming up and doing a lot of damage here. There are some and we go into game 2. Let me update the scores. Yeah, this connection's pretty rough. But in the periods when it's fine, it seems to be working pretty well. It may be a Wi-Fi issue. A line rag comes out and gets QC the lead. Both players with barely any cards in hand right now. I think we might, do a connection test. I don't know if the players can hear me, but assuming they're going to play out this round, and then we will check. Yeah, so about who play first. All right. Right, Mergent is taking the loss on that round. Well, we'll do the we need to Okay, there is also a connection issue in chat right now. Let me deal with that. That's fine. I'm assuming it's that much. Round 1. Wrong one. If they're both not on Wi-Fi, then there's no jitter. So it's basically just a matter of paying and trying to find the website for the ping test they used last time. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it looks like Virgin's back and has fixed their connection. The score is 1-1, I believe. It is 1-1, right? Yeah, it is 1-1. Okay, the streamer can keep going. Okay, well, as I'm trying to fix the chat connection issues, we seem to be having the connection issues on stream again. Okay, we might do a ping test. If this... Looks like the connection's cleared up on stream. Both players are, well, Violette is definitely showing its damage potential, judging by the health bars. So watch out for that bomb getting prepped by the flamer. And we've got a pretty big hand, but not a lot of mana on the deck for Meridian right now. Ooh, that was a rock explosion. Back into this game, I did hear a lot of flames going off, and I think Salamander hit for a very chunky bit of damage along with Bomb. And QC is having to play the uphill battle of getting, not letting Terra get slided, but thanks to Pyroblast to the face, and is basically one shot as of now. Has to watch out for the Salamander incoming, and the Bomb, yeah, that's going to be rough. And I think that's game for Origin. That's winners round 3 done, and we can now move into losers round 3. Let me just sort this out. Let me get QC back on the stream with it's me again, what? The other QC and Newbie for losers round 3. Hopefully. Hopefully the other bracket and the other match and losers will catch up by the time this is done. I have not been keeping up with scoreboards. Right, 5 players we've seen on stream so far. Newbie's going to be in on their Selicy deck with high damage, and QC is going to be running Chiretta. And Chiretta, we saw this in finals last time. Chiretta has quite a decent time in this matchup because of Weapon 2, not Weapon 1, which I said last time. Weapon 2 controls a lot of space and is quite active. It's quite active, which means that when Selicy is trying to come in, it's quite hard for them to do it in the line directly in front of Chiretta, because of that big active hitbox. That said, using slash and off-angle entryways like slashing to auto slash can definitely help get around those issues. Entangle, it's called Entangle, right? Yeah, it's called Entangle. Great, so we saw this in the Shiso in the EggDog versus Nubi. That entangle is going to be pretty hard for Nubi to deal with, just because it's so big and controls the space where Nubi kind of wants to be in. But none of it matters when you have high damage like that, because you can equalize the game and put shit in your favor by getting a pretty decent hit. Nubi's sitting on quite an empty hand here. I don't know if they want to... Ooh, they capitalize. I take it back. That was enough damage to kill. I have been proven wrong. Dodges the yeah, that's cool. The root with the triple barrel and gets hit by step bounce. I think it's called step bounce. I don't know if Nubi is actually making good on his promise to stop mashing so much, but it does seem like he's taking his whip punishes a lot better now. And in doing so, he's finding a lot of openings. That was a nice. So I've forgotten what the name of the combo is when Chiretta pulls you up to the top. Raw Rag, interesting choice of mana usage. QC is having to play the passive game and try and not get tagged. Damn it, I think we just lost numbers. I think. 2-0, sorry. This damage is definitely coming out from the Selicy deck here and showing that, you know, as long as you got damage, it's quite, it doesn't really matter how apparently bad the matchup is. A lot of just big hits coming out, and I think QC's having quite a hard time avoiding the slash ranges that they need to avoid in this matchup, and I think that's a quick 3-0. Numbers is DQ'd. Let me put that in. So numbers is DQ'd, which has pushed Mergen up to winners bracket finals, which means that we are taking our losers bracket now. Is that... match to stream? I think Ava and ASR are playing. Right, I think we just have to wait for Ava versus ASR to play out, and then we'll be on EggDog versus the winner of that game. Yo, QC, thanks for the raid. We are currently waiting for one of the losers brackets game to finish, and then we will have every game on stream from then on. But definitely seeing some of the same names from before, SirEggDog and Nubi coming up into top 8. Still there. But we've got Mergin this time and QC, who had a pretty decent showing, like from their matches up until now, beating Aya, I don't know, who got into top 8 last time, I think. So definitely another strong player to keep an eye on. But we also have Mergin this time, and Mergin kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest. Hadn't really heard about him before, but he's got a pretty decent handle on Flame Terra, which is not that common. Usually when you're playing a Flame deck, you'll play other characters, but I suppose Terra does have the pull. It's alright, QC. You this is a loss for both of us. Yeah, Nubi had a bit of a rough time in top 8 last time. Connection checks in Masters Duel. That's pretty high, Mergin. Yeah, you're definitely yeah, that is definitely a correct statement. There is not that many EU players sitting at high ranks. Okay, I think the losers game has finished, which means that we have SirEggDog and ooh, Aya knocking out ASR. ASR got to, how did they get to last time? I remember them getting pretty high. But SirEggDog versus Aya might be sorry, not Aya, Ava. Maybe a pretty interesting match to watch. Let me get them on stream. Yeah, after last tournament when our first game was the wrong players entirely, I need to triple check. So we've got let me reset the scores actually. We have they're already reset, great. So we've got SirEggDog running his strong neutral versus Ava, who looks to have a pretty high damage deck. Probably aiming to trying to control neutral a lot with their weapons, exactly like that. Got some poison in there too to try and push them to the front. That will just be benefit from the spell. Both players are sitting on pretty low hands, but Ava with weapon 1 definitely has ways to make combos happen. Weapon 2, sorry. Okay, and that was a decent root from Shiso, but kind of gets struck by the mash, which is definitely one of the reasons why root is not that good. Ava's standing on front row a lot, which makes Shiso standing on front row not that effective. Unless push slash is in hand, obviously, because a lot of Shiso's things are quite delayed or slow, and entrench does not hit that deep in. Does not hit. It only hits one on the front row. Both players on low-ish percentage. Ava's not critical, and I think the next combo could decide the game for both players, judging by the decks in hand. And there we go. Good push slash by SirEggDog. That one spell may be the maybe the spell he needs in this matchup. Right, game 2. It's important to note that without push slash in hand, once SirEggDog cycles through it, he's in a pretty bad position if they're both at in front row, just to have the decks set up. That said, both players are having a pretty decent time tagging each other right now, and it's looking fairly even. Ava's sitting on a low hand and tries to get a combo, but it whiffs. Both players kind of just fighting for some control. SirEggDog takes massive damage. I think that was hit step, but I think they hit step up or down into the horizontal head, the vertical head. SirEggDog has to definitely play this safe. Needs to watch out for weapon 1 just coming out and controlling the first 3 spaces, but sitting at row 3, he has a lot of time to react. Has nothing to convert off of the root. Might have been able to get a weapon off, but gets tagged by weapon 1 into triple barrel. I have not predicted this score. Is it 1-2? I'm sorry, my scorekeeping is out of whack. I think it's 1-2. It might be 2-2. SirEggDog is taking a lot of damage from these stray hits of weapon 2 into any 4-throw spell. It's important to note that Chiretta works really well with triple barrel, because triple barrel keeps you. Triple barrel can be hit step if you're not in the if you can move back. So Chiretta pushing you back is definitely a boon for that. But a good combo by SirEggDog, and it's now evened up. Oh, gets rooted and gets hit steps. The root takes place on bottom row. Ooh, nice combo, and has fairly evened it up with the K-Wave. K-Wave kind of is the same, holds the same presence as Chiretta's weapon 2. With the push slash, that may have been necessary. Definitely was not all squad he wanted to use back there. Gets the root off, but doesn't convert because no ammo per se. Gets some hits in and starts restoring health because of it. And it's pretty even for both players. And damn, the combo comes in and gets us to 1-3. Is it 1? Is it 2-2? Great. Okay. The K-Wave coming in and getting having Chiretta face to face with her own medicine. and not being able to convert off of it, the poison coming out to make sure that the front row getting tagged by the weapon 1 is a lot scarier when you're in the front row. And weapon 1 into a combo, hit steps in the right direction so it doesn't get caught by the vertical trap, but gets stabbed by poison and needs to watch out. Though that said, it's not that much damage from poison, so you don't really need to worry about it too much, rather than the risk of getting hit by push slash in weapon 2. Good combo from SirEggDog here, and has kind of evened it up. Not that big of a lead for SirEggDog to take back now, but is definitely sitting at critical, so the next weapon 2 hit from Chiretta will kill. There we go. Oh, misses the whirl, and maybe they didn't have the right hand, but gets tagged by the backstab. That was a very 2-2. It's a very explosive game from both players. A lot of damage coming out of both. Okay, weapon pushes weapon 2. I got it wrong last time. I've just been confused ever since. The root's coming out, and both players hit slash and push slash. So they both take a trade there. Oh, a very, very good start from SirEggDog actually. Now taking Ava to less than half. Gets stuck in the root. And eats some damage for it, but not too much because of the hand that was cycled. Gets tagged with the off-angle slash, but a minigun does not combo off of off-angle slash. The push slash into thunder is decent. We didn't see a shield break, so good thing they dropped it, because otherwise they would have taken more damage. But they're still at critical health, so they are going to have to play very safe here. And that combo will finish it. That was I think that was just a matter of who could get their explosive combos off faster, and I think SirEggDog definitely has the neutral down to get those confirms. But good showing from both players. That was a really close game. That was even though the last match was had a big health deficit with those kinds of combos, it was something that both players had to keep an eye on. Okay, who is up? I'm assuming it's Newbie versus SirEggDog. Yes, it is. Let me reset the scores, even though I have not been doing a very good job of keeping them. Okay, we have another high damage character versus a high damage character. I think did we see this matchup? Yeah, we did. This is the run back. Let's see if Newbie has figured out a way to adapt to SirEggDog's strong neutral presence. Or if they can just land their combos easier, faster than SirEggDog. Let me... Newbie starting off with a decent combo, but SirEggDog retaliates. Both players trying to get their footing in regards to controlling neutral. SirEggDog is putting down a lot of weapon 2s. And is dodging in the right direction. His forwards to beat Slash when they're at Slash range, because the hitbox does not hit on their same planet. But SirEggDog is definitely doing a decent job of getting past Slash, but is Newbie going to be able to capitalize on it and get some tags in? Ah, yes, Newbie has the same idea. Dodging the auto slash down. But both players are sitting at basically the same health, so down. Okay. We've got Newbie down to low health after one good set of strings. Good shield on that, does not get hit by a break from the minigun. And they can probably get something started to turn this around if they can avoid the rest of his hand maybe. Ooh, the K-Wave does not hit that many times at the back. And they have the hand advantage and the mana advantage, so will they be able to get something started? Ah, it's the backslash. That was probably necessary for the push slash backslash combo. Backstab, not backslash. Both players just dodging past each other. This is 3 duelists neutral. Have not hit each other once. There we go. Eggdog gets a tag with the backstab. But this is still anyone's game, and the minigun is very scary because it just holds a lot of space in front of you for a while. It basically looks like the entire lane, so if you can't react to it coming out, there's still a very high chance, even if it whiffs, that you walk into it like that. These weapon 2s coming out, tagging Selicy. I am not updating the scores. These weapon 2s coming out from Eggdog are definitely having the same controlling the neutral as against Selicy very well. The root keeps him in place and doesn't let the combo work, but the lance part of the step lance still hits, funnily enough. These weapon 1s are getting the trades on the dashes in, so Selicy is not having the frame advantage to be able to get a combo from it. But it's still looking fairly decent enough for both players. Some decent damage coming in from the backstab there, good dodge from the step lance. Auto flashes on the field as well as minigun, good dodge on the minigun, hit steps out. You don't want to be taking that full damage at all. All of a sudden Shiso's health is absolutely low and gets comboed into game, and that's scores again. I'm assuming it's 1-1. A miss on the thunder there, but it would have been dodged anyway. Both players kind of doing what they do best, spamming slashes and weapon 2s to try and get the opponent to respect their space and stay still. Nice push slash combo. Gets the some small advantage for Selicy over here, but gets tagged on the way back. Good whiff punish on the step flash there. It's definitely a strategy you need to be taking into account when fighting Selicy, is that they always have to come back. The counterplay obviously is to walk back to your own field as Selicy, but obviously you can't do that if you're dodging in deep. So playing towards the back is where you want to be when you're dealing with slash spells, just so you can get that whiff punish. Or making them play towards the front, same thing. Some big damage coming out from the slash into auto slash there. Dodges the root with the slash and gets tagged on the whiff as well. Nice dodge from the minigun there. That would have been very scary, but I think both players still at combo lethal. And there we go. Newbie has definitely made some adjustments. Has started adapting to the linear play of Shiso. There's not that many off-angle spells that Shiso has to use in this deck as it is. Well, there's some, but they're not that much of a threat to Selicy when she can avoid a lot of them and get in with her myriad of off-angle spells. Gets hit by the K-Wave on the way back. That is one of the problems with Selicy. You know, with steps spells in general, is that, you know, if you're using them a lot, you'll always know they've got to come back somewhere. Push slash into backstab with good hand reading. Gets tagged by the minigun, which gets step cancelled, so it doesn't combo. Both players are basically is almost lethal on Selicy's side. Good safe play by Eggdog here to regenerate his health. I don't know if that Shuffle was intended. Nice root. Doesn't get the confirm and gets taken. Damn. Newbie with the revenge match. Are there stats anywhere with character pick rates? I think there might be some, but for the general game, not for this tournament specifically. That was a very good set by both players. Very strong showing and very good adaptation by Newbie against someone who he has already lost against. And Numbers has DQ'd, so I think we go on to finals. Newbie. And winner is... Okay, and we are on to finals. Because Numbers has DQ'd, unfortunately. I know that the weekend tournaments are a bit hard for them to get to. An unfortunate DQ this late into the bracket. But it is what it is, and we'll be moving on with Mergen versus Newbie. Let me get that on the stream. Is that place you third or fourth? Honestly, I can never figure out how to calculate it. I just look at the standings at the end of the tournament to figure it out, but you might be tied somewhere. Oh wait, no, I don't think that's how it works. I think that's 5th and 7th. Hey, let me reset the scores. So this is finals, which means that Newbie, who is coming from I hope the thing's okay. I hope your jet is okay, Marijan. Newbie is coming from losers, which means that they need to win the set to reset the bracket, and then need to win again to take the tournament. So they have their work cut out for them. You can start. And here we go. You realize it says DOE 1 at the bottom. God damn it. I was going to say we got to the finals of the second team. Duelists of EUden. Evidently this is just the first one. And we have... Oh, Selicy is going to have some trouble getting in against the space control over here, because the fire and the flow projectiles that come out from fire decks usually are going, exactly like that, are going to tag the startup of your step flashes, so they're going to have their work cut out for them to avoid these setups. They're going to have to recognize from Terra how they like to set up the field, dodge, and get into the right position at the right time so as they don't get tagged. Putting the bomb back on their field is a very good start, actually. It's definitely a good zone to have step lance there, as well as push slash. But they're getting tagged, gets hit by the firewall. A lot of just small damage numbers coming out here, but they all really add up. And of course they enable the other spells that come into play, like Combustion and Salamander, once the flame is on the field. Oh shit, it gets tagged by the missiles once they get through, but hits the crossfire, so I don't think that would have... I think they tried to steps crossfire and maybe didn't work out for them. Are we seeing a deck switch? We are seeing a deck switch. We only ever see deck switches in finals. What have they changed? They've added Sheer, Snow Cone, and Frost Barrage. Those are going to be some good spells. Sheer is going to be nice because I think it goes through. It's just a long, strong spell that doesn't require Selicy to move forwards, which is kind of problematic here, but still results in some decent damage payoff, as we just saw. Yeah, that's Sheer taking a lot of space. Frost Barrage as well, and the Snow Cone are going to be packing on a lot of damage. It's very hard to avoid both of those spells just because they control a lot of space. So they're kind of bringing the fight back to them. Definitely this deck has made some good changes because they're not really letting Terra get set up as much this time because of the threats of the Frost and what was the other one? Okay. I guess tagging away by Pyroblast, that's definitely a strong spell because I don't think it goes away if the user gets hit. Just an empty-handed backstab is maybe not the best thing to sit on. Yeah, good cycle. Good shuffle. Pushes the bomb to the back. Terra doesn't have a lot of ways to get rid of back bombs, but the Pyroblast is going to be the main way if they don't. Or they can just get hit by backstab there. The bomb backstab combo is a very classic combo, but is even more threatening when you can push the opponent's bomb back to their own side. And a very strong adaptation here from Nubi. He's definitely improving a lot over the course of this tournament. And we're seeing a deck switch from both players, and that's a 1-1. Yeah, Gunnar has a lot more synergy with fire than Terra does, but they're not going to have access to that pull. But as a trade-off, we'll have access to the long beams that are very easy to whiff punish and just thresh in space. So Selicy's going to have to watch out a lot more for the off angles. And obviously, as Gunnar being Gunnar, everything is on fire. They do also have, I think it's a weapon too, that pushes them all the way to the back of their own field, which can be used as a repositioning tool, as well as just tacking on some damage when Selicy gets you to the front. But of course, step spells will push you to the back like that and get some damage out, so you don't want to throw it out haphazardly. Salamander and Combustion are on the field. Selicy gets tagged by the Salamander Combustion combo, but the Frost is coming out and definitely has the damage potential there to even it up. Without any Frost spells in their hand right now, of course, but and now it's even. Actually, it's in Selicy's favor because of the Frost as well. You have to watch out for the fire coming out. The missiles are very hard to avoid without when you're moving back in the same enclosed spot. But the Frost blocking there and taking a lot of damage with it. That's 2-1. Yeah, the Frost is going to be a big threat because it seems that there's a lot of empty space on the field for those things to travel. Maybe with maybe by baiting the Frost spells at certain points to be able to avoid them easier. Alright, the field is on fire. We have Twin Inferno in hand, but it whiffs, and so does the Frost actually. Bomb gets eaten. I think that was by a dodge. I can't tell. Tries to get the whiff punish, but does the hit a bit too late. It's a bit rough because I think that weapon 2 does not have a lot of active frames. Supercharge on deck for Gunnar right now. Will it be able to make something of it? Pyroblast, the block despawns right before the Pyroblast hits. That would have been a decent space control. We've got Salamander coming out into a lot of damage. All of a sudden, tides are completely in Gunnar's favor. And they have to watch out for the Twin Inferno, but it gets counter hit out at the start. Frost is ready to be procced. Can potentially turn this around. Dodges the Salamander. Good dodge. I needs to watch out now for the Pyroblast. But gets tagged on the way in. Yeah, that Pyroblast is going to suck for Selicy stepping in. And that is 2-2. Yeah, I think that's 2-2. Tournament point for Emergent if you can take this. And Selicy getting some decent damage from backside over there, getting a bit of a lead to begin with. Bomb is now on their side of the field. Also need to watch out, since they are playing a step character, that they don't step into the bombs that they've prepped on their side of the field. Frost comes out, now even bigger lead for Selicy, but it doesn't get the whip punish on the snow cone. The heat seeker missiles are a bit slow for that, and takes a massive chunk of damage on Pyroblast and Combustion there. But just, it's really hard to figure out where the projectiles are coming from, and a lot of times you need to be quite used to the matchup. And it's all of a sudden evened up with both players. Oh, big Twin Inferno into bomb hit. That was the sweet spot of Twin Inferno. Hits both times and then hits the bomb. Gets tagged, I think probably in the beginning of dodge startup. Trying to avoid the Salamander hit. Not looking very good for Selicy right here. Needs to stay alive against the very strong threat of Gunner's beams. But has leveled it out. The bomb whiffs, and that's an empty hand, but needs to watch out for the damage. Dodges the second hit of Inferno, good start, and avoids the Pyroblast this time. That was a very good adaptation, and you know, if they did the same thing at the end of the last round, then they would have got tagged by that. But good adaptation by Newbie, and that is a bracket reset. So bracket reset. Okay, so no, you don't need to go back to main deck. You can, it's the same rules as just continuing on in the set. I think I should have written that down somewhere. It's just a bit silly if you have to go back to your main deck. Okay, so 0-0 again, and this is for tournament. We have the newcomer origin. I suppose it's not really that big of a deal if it's newcomer, since this is the second tournament. But we have Newbie here, who was in the last one as well. Definitely making a big improvement on his previous performance. Actually, I don't know if it's he. Okay, a lot of fire on the field. Bombs have been set up and then cleared. Bomb in the back row, no way to get rid of it is a bit rough. Just to make sure that they don't get tagged. The Pyroblast on deck, and then the second hit of Twin Inferno into the bomb explosion is going to be rough. Avoids the Pyroblast, gets the backstab combo to share. Some decent strings coming out from Selicy here, may be able to equalize it. So watch out for your travel back on the slash. Get some hits with Frost, all of a sudden it's anyone in the game. Next combo will probably kill. Oh, gets hit by Snowcone, never mind. And that looked like a hit on my screen. Maybe it was the wrong lane. And there we go. Back in the same position as before, and gonna take with the strong lane control of the weapon. That's right. Ooh, gets tagged by the first one, and I don't know if the second one hit that as well, but that would have been very funny. Strong start from Gunner, a lot of damage tagged on him, and gets tagged by the Pyroblast on the way in. Push slash backstab, doesn't hit the share. Snowcone's got 2 stacks of Frost now, and that'll take the Frost, and all of a sudden it's equaled. Only sitting on step slash here, don't know if this is the best idea. There we go. Everything is on fire, gotta watch out for the Salamander there. Combustion might have a place to play in the next combo. But it gets used, bombs on the backfield. Both players are at low-ish health. And Gunner starts taking the advantage with some straight hits. All of a sudden leveled up by the high damage, and ooh, the bomb taken back with Step Lance. That was a very nice combo by using their own bomb against them. Gets tagged by the heat-seeking missiles. Frost at level 3, level 2. Next Frost hit will probably... No, won't go. This Frost. Nice! These combos are on point from both players. The damage is definitely getting higher as both players start figuring out each other's playstyles and have ways to cash out more. Pyroblast is still going to play a really big part in just not getting tagged by it, because it does a lot of damage for a 2-mana spell. Both players are kind of back and forth, and we're both at 50%. Salamander is in hand as well as Twinferno, avoids it with the step. Firewall is they use Salamander. Firewall Salamander is usually a pretty decent combo to look out for, so mixing it up and not just relying on that is a good strat by Merging. But both players tag to low. Salamander is on field, ready to dodge it. Good dodge, stays out of the lane and avoids the weapon 1-2. Gets tagged by some frost damage and gets another pop. Gets tagged by the Pyroblast. That will be the death of Selicy in this matchup. So watch out for the bomb being prepped by the flames and it will go off. The combustion hitting. Right, Merging is on tournament point again. Needs to win this next game and they will have their first tournament. Frost is at 2, which means this is a very big lead for Selicy. Avoids the bomb explosion from the Salamander that gets tagged by the top lane one. Push slash backslash, nice damage coming out here, but some decent strings from Merge and get the health deficit not that big. Gets tagged by the Pyroblast again on the way in. It's definitely a spell that needs to be practiced against and adapted to because of the space it controls. But Selicy not caring and just dealing a lot of damage. Gets hit by the Pyroblast again, tagged by the weapon. This could be... Oh, Merging is starting to equalize it, avoids the frost. It gets hit by the frost slash. Yeah, the frost barrage, if that's the word. And Selicy takes game 2, which leaves us at tournament point for both players. This is a pretty close tournament. Some decent damage coming out from Selicy, avoiding the kind of not very strong pressure right now. Well, there wasn't very strong pressure, but now there's fire all over the field. Salamander did not have enough mana to be used. Still gets the tag though. Yes, avoided the Pyroblast. Need to watch out for those. Both players on roughly the same health. Needs to watch out for the fire being set up in the back though. For the third row. Good push for the bomb on the other side. Both players get hit by the bomb. But I think that trade was in favor of Selicy with how low the health pools are getting. Gunner is probably at one combo away from death. Selicy is maybe 3. Gets hit by Frost. Ooh. Next Frost prop will probably deal enough damage to kill with any weapon that is tied with any attack that is tied with. The Gunner needs to definitely watch out for these heads. Gets tagged, but no doesn't capitalize on it. Frost has a longer hit stun duration than other hits and counter hits, so it's definitely scary to get hit by. But both players have traded enough to. Ooh, gets tagged by the weapon on the way in and gets hit by Selicy's weapon too. Damn, that was a very good game, very good showing by both players, and GG's to Newbie. A very, very nice combat. Well, that was definitely a pretty. I don't think anyone liked to actually play Selicy. Selicy used to be really popular. But yeah, that matchup is a bit tough, but honestly, good adaptation from Newbie, because from how they were playing at the beginning of the tournament to now, they've been making a lot of improvements, adapting on the fly. It was definitely a deserved win. And the winner of this tournament is Newbie, so congrats. Let me report these scores. The bracket is it 3-1? was 3. Wait, no. And that bracket's updated, and that's the tournament. Thanks for playing, everyone. That was definitely definitely some really good games that we found in top 8 here. Shame numbers couldn't dropped out, so it wasn't as long as it could have been. But nice showings from everybody who made it to top 8, and everyone who played. To be honest, everyone we saw on stream played really well. And the tournament. Great. Well, congrats to Newbie then. That's the end of the tournament. Is there anyone to raid? Let's see. Duelists of EUden. Well, there is someone playing, and we might as well raid them. GG's everyone. Let me get that raid started. Raid. What are they called? 8th TTV. Thanks for playing, and thanks for watching. GG's everyone, and I'll see you next week on Sunday. We might be doing a different format, not the 3-deck format. We might have like a draft pick. We're still deciding, but there will be some changes. I will upload this VOD. I think I still have access to last week's VOD because it was Sunday, not Saturday, because it's 7 days. So I'll get them both on stream. And yeah, GG's everyone. Thank you, and let's raid.
Gamers indeed. I was just watching the stream and I didn't expect y'all to come after me next. But hey, thanks for trade. Ooh, and we oh, I just want this guy. Just finished you. Yeah, I watched a bit of it before coming into here. Putting the stream. Let's see some explanation. Yeah, I guess it does. Alright, I gotta lock in. Like, I know how to play against shops now. I say as I'm getting hit by this.